Okay, at the start of the year, we had $8,845 in our assets, and at the end of January, we had $10,501. That's it. Since I started this job, I had $1,800 in the so 5 times our return. That won't stay that long because we got to pay some things. The income mostly was dues, $1,000 in dues. We had donations, $365. Some of that was equipment sales, and then interest. PayPal, we paid $22. Postcard printing, $305. And Florida corporate tax, we got that done, $125. Annual audit was completed by Steve Hogan and Dave Ewings. They had no problems, and I've got documentation for that. Their report. We paid this month liability insurance, paid it, PO box fee. We got that paid, so we're good for another year. Mike paid our FCC license. I've reimbursed him for that. About 25% of our membership is yet to renew. It's dues paid tonight, so that's all good. And I sent an individual email to every member that had not paid last month. So at the end of the month, we're at 65 members that had paid 37, total 102. I think that total is still the same 102, but I think we're more up to 75 that have paid. In the report.
It's not technically a business meeting because it's an educational meeting, but we have to have a little business meeting at the front for the 501(c). Someone will make a motion that we approve that.
I move we accept.
Second.
Anybody opposed to it? You got a VE report?
I have a VE report. We tested 4 on this past Saturday, 1 extra from Frostproof, 1 general from Lake Alfred, 2 technicians, Eagle Lake and Lakeland respectively, and all of them passed.
Hey.
We have 1 extra and 1 technician already registered for next month, and a candidate for April for technician.
Going good.
They just keep going.
That's a great thing.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to do a QRP report? Or you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
All right, sound like my grandfather. The preacher called on him to pray one time. He said, "Go ahead. You got more practice at it than me." Lost my train of thought. QRP last month was going to be our ham and beans. We canceled that because of the weather, and there's a bunch of folks came out for the cold weather. It was fun. We had a blast, and where you saw where I've reported on that. We did everything under the sun. We brought new hams, took them around, and let some of them even do third-party traffic. Never got to talk on a HF radio before. They were thrilled to death. They got to see the different operations and how it was set up, and they were just amazed at the number of antennas that was set up. Don did a remarkable job. Alan did a remarkable job. Tommy did a remarkable job, including the soup. That was good and needed. That was a good soup. It was an old country vegetable soup with sausage in it. It was good. So we all had a good time there. And the new QRP this month will be at Crystal Lake Park, which is right down the street here. And it's going to be on back to the tailgate tech thing, will be on APRS. So if you are having difficulty with your APRS, or you've never played with APRS and you want to know more about APRS, and he's going to have some other stuff set up about APRS with how to do some other functions with it. So come on out on the last day of the month. I know we're competing with TechCon. If you're not going to TechCon, come to us, and we'll have a good time.
Everybody, if you have a APRS radio, I encourage you to bring it out. I'm going to put up a portable APRS digifeeder that will only digifeed our packets, my radio here, so it doesn't wear my transmit out. But I'll have that set up that I used in the Ocala National Forest, where there was not very many, not much APRS activity, and I was able to set up a station there and track one in my hunting party. So come on out to the park and check it out. Bring great chip radio.
Very good. Any questions for John? The postcards have been sent out?
Yes.
If you want to give us an update on that.
So he mailed out 500 postcards. Others, we got about exact count, 10 to 12 back on return to sender, 3 direct inquiries for information, and 1 was a reported silence. So the postcards have been out now for about 3 weeks. We'll run it for about 3 months. Is what. After that, we should not, don't expect any other goals. That's what we're saying.
All right. And the only other last thing is just to give you an update. And I have been working on a project on the VHF machine here at Lake Wales. If you remember, our antenna, without our permission, was turned upside down and hung down off the side of the tower. We were getting a lot of splatter into the ladder, actually, what's causing the problem. I have met with the city, and we possibly, I know this guy right here. That's all right, man. This is McCree. So, I've met with the city, and the lady that was in charge of that sort of went, we did what? And I said, you turned our antenna upside down without our permission. No, we turned all of our city antennas upside down. I said, you sure did. They're on either side of ours. There's one of yours, ours, and yours. And I said, where you put ours is right next to the ladder, and we got the biggest antenna, and it's doing nothing to splatter. I said, we would like to turn that back up off the side rail on one top section of the tower, mounted into the top section of the tower. We know the bottom dipole will not be above the tower, but we're going to hopefully point that east. And then we'll have the north-south and the west dipoles more effectively go in the direction they're supposed to go, but it will at least get us up off that ladder. It'll essentially give us about 19 feet up from where we are now, 19 to 20 feet up from where we are now. She said that is a distinct possibility, but we cannot pay for it because you're adding something to the thing. I said, okay. So that may be an expense that we have to vote on, but just let you know that's where we're at. As soon as they give us the okay to do that, we'll get prices on what that would cost. As you know, our tower climber passed away last year from cancer. So KK4LI, great guy, John. Miss him dearly. So, but that's all I got. Anybody have anything else for the club? All right, we're gonna move into the program because that's what it's all about tonight. If you remember when you were a kid, how many of you did show and tell when you were a kid? How many of you dreaded it? How many of you actually enjoyed it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we had a blast. I mean, I remember taking my dad's Silvertone guitar and demonstrated playing the guitar. And I could not play the guitar, but I did play the Tumblebug Waltz. I play the guitar now, but anybody know what the Tumblebug Waltz is? You start down at the very end and you just, that's it. But anyway, that's kind of what we're going to do tonight. So everybody's got projects, and if you're on Signal, you'll see some of those projects. People will ask questions about how does this work? I've been messing with this for 3 weeks and it's not working. And then inevitably within 2 minutes, there's 4 or 5 people just immediately answered it, and we've corrected problems. We've corrected people's problems that they couldn't figure out why their radio wasn't working. And then all of a sudden they'll send us a picture of that, and we'll go, there's your problem right there, right there, point an arrow to it in the picture. Fix it, and next thing you know, they're on the air working perfectly good. So that kind of education is good, but people are working on projects, or they have completed projects, or they're doing stuff. And this is an interactive club, and this is one of those things that you can go, this is pretty cool. So we're going to show some stuff that we've got. And I know some of y'all brought some stuff in, and we've got some videos and some pictures of others. So if you want me to, I'll kick it off. This is my new mobile. That's right.
See where the belt butt goes. Where's Pam set?
Yeah. So there are some folks in the room can give you a very detailed explanation of what this is. but this is an antique and someone gave it to me, and I was going to take it and put it in the museum at the Emergency Operations Center. And then I noticed when I went in there that almost everything that was in there the year before was gone. So I'm going, do I want to risk this thing getting thrown in a closet somewhere and never seen again? So this is going to be a conversation piece. So when we set up a tent for, like we've been talking about doing at some of these demos,
There you go.
we got something to go, what the heck is that?
Santa
Well, we
Claus
can
on
tell
it.
you about this, but here's the new stuff. So Tom, let me borrow your radio. So it's often said, this is a digital radio, and y'all know I'm big into digital radio. And this is the Anytone 868. This was the original digital DMR radio that they introduced. And then they came up with the blue button, which had a lot more memory, had a lot more talk groups, but it was DMR. So all the hams in the world say, it would really be nice if they would put all these digital modes on one radio. Okay. Well, hadn't got there yet when the new model came out. This is the green button. This one's just got more memory. It's got more things that it'll do, but it's the same basic radio as the other two radios. Well, some of you guys have seen Russ's video on that about the new radio that just came out, and nobody knew who owned it, but it was me. This is the Bridgecom version of the Anytone 890. Looks at the same girl, different dress. I mean, it got orange button, blue button, green button, and now a black button. Okay. And everybody said, we should come up with some way for all these digital modes to start migrating. Well, this is the first migration into that multiple digital mode. This has both DMR and NXDN on it. So it works amazingly.
Sounds good.
It does sound good. It has been rebuilt from the ground up. It was built by a different engineering group that built these. They just used the same case. Now, the Anytone version of this would definitely be a different girl, a same girl in a different dress, because the Anytone version of this is the Bridgecom version, is blue. The whole radio is blue. I didn't want a blue radio any more than I was on the fire department and wanted a yellow one. So I believe fire trucks are red and the radios should be black. So, so you can't find them when you drop them in a grass fire. That's why they're yellow. If you didn't know that, you can find them in a house fire. But that's one of the modes that's changing, and it's got both modes on there. So that's what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, is trying to learn that. And Russ has been trying to learn it. He had the radio and he put the software on it. And we've been playing with it. And I got it back yesterday, actually, and trying to learn how to use it. So that's what my project's been. So who's next? Not all at once. Calm down.
Everybody jump up at once.
Man, all right, come on.
I just had something to show. And then something else I've been playing with, I don't know if I can hook it up with this. Let me get up here soon. A lot of us have these handhelds like this that, thank you. I'm used to this with Russ. He always puts a microphone on me when we're doing QRP stuff. Okay, a lot of us have these handhelds like this that are not USB-C chargeable yet. And so you have to use the little barrel connector on the side here with the, what I call wall wart, plug in, goes into this, okay? So I recently saw a video of this adapter kit here, and it's very inexpensive. I can't tell you how much it is. It's cheap. Is it like 14? Yeah. So my wife picked this up for me. The Amazon wish list is very powerful. So she saw this on there and bought it, but it's this little adapter box. It's USB-C to this barrel connector. And then it comes with these adapters of different size barrel. And the Yaesu FT5 and the ones that do the barrel connector, also the ICOM
ID 52. It can be adapted to this. So you just pick the correct one, just look at your charger and pick the one that fits. Plug it into here. And then you use a USB battery bank that is compatible. So I found that the older ones, which are only 5 volts, don't work well with this. This one does 5, 9 volts, and 12 volts out of this USB battery pack. Okay, and then all you have to do is the Yaesus and stuff, they handle 12 volts just fine because it's got its own internal voltage regulator in the charging section. And you can't see it, but on here there's a little dial that you turn it with a flathead screwdriver or the included kit, wherever it went there. They give you a little blade thing. It fell out here somewhere. But anyways, you can turn it. You can select 5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts, 15 or 20 volts. So this battery pack handles 3 of those. So I can, in a pinch, charge up my handheld using this type of connector. So, but you got to have the battery pack that has those 3 modes. The regular 5 volt, you're only going to get 5 volts out of it if you got a battery, an older one like I had where I tried it. So anyways, that's what I had to show. It's a really nice tool to have just in case you don't have any power at the house. You don't have to fire up the generator to recharge your handhelds. So that's what I have there. That's it, Mike. Okay. Who's next? Okay.
So I had a problem with my antenna tuner. Every time I went to go use it, the batteries were corroded. So I adapted it and have it going to power poles now. Now it used 4 AA batteries, which if you can do the math, you know, that's 6 volts. So will it work off 12? Bought this little tiny buck converter off Amazon that does 12 volt to 6 volt. Clipped the battery case out, wired it in, drilled a hole for a jack. I've got jacked power poles because it's easier to drill a circle than to put a square for the power poles. So yeah, now it's 6 volts off of power poles, and I don't have to worry about my batteries corroding anymore. Next, Bueller. Dan's got one.
Oh, I got stuff all over the place. All right, I guess I'll start with my antennas. I brought them in, hobbling it around. Probably everybody knows what this is. I'll get it all out of the box. Both things? Maybe. You know what's in that antenna? If I haul it out, does anybody know what it is? It's a J-pole. I bought this at a yard sale for $10. I said, it works good. Okay, so I got it. First thing I did was put on GRMS. Didn't work so good. Very high visual, about 4. No. So I put on the hand band. And that gave me about a 4. Something wrong here somewhere. I took it all apart. And lo and behold, I had to redo the connector in behind. It was pulled off. My 50 ohm was no longer 50 ohm. It was going into infinity. So that was one of my little projects. Anybody need a good ham antenna? Okay.
Dan, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Compared to thin wall PVC versus standard
No, no. I checked the visual on this. On VHF is 1:1. On UHF it's 1:2, a little higher. It's not great on UHF, I don't think. But both ends come off, so I can get anything up, pull
The
through
reason
it.
I asked that is, whatever the guy's name was, especially California, built Daypole. Long.
Yeah, that's what this is supposed to be. It's J-phone.
Have a big warning on the site. If you bought a Daypole, you were gonna put it inside of the pipe. It had to be thin wall.
Right.
Not be thick wall, because it can create a.
This is not Schedule 40. I'd probably,
That is thin wall.
It is, yeah.
that's thin wall.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You should cover on every use thick wall.
So I think I'll just keep this as a spare antenna around the house. I could put it on the golf cart. If I need an antenna.
Probably most likely there's a more loss you got in that thing.
Right.
Like a curtain rod.
This shouldn't be like that.
What?
Don't be like that.
To beat me with it. This is my next project. Oh, more in here. This one I haven't actually tested yet, but I like the idea of it. Quite haul it out. This is coax, by the way. I haven't seen any of that before. I want to give a shout out if I can. Get my notes out. This is Dave Padlock. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's on the internet. Got a lot of information on any type of antennas, building, but he's big into HF antennas. And I saw this one. I said, "Oh, I could build that." I modified it to me because he likes to use plexiglass, and I didn't. So I took this one, and yeah, but anyway, this goes on my tower, and this is the VHF UHF out of 1/8" brazen rod. I picked it up at Lowe's, 2 pieces, cut it down, bolted it on, wing nut. I could actually fold this all up and put it away. Now I could put some. Anybody's gonna laugh at me, but I call it monkey dung. It's weatherproofing. I know Michael got a kick out of it last time I said it. Anyway, I really like the antenna. I haven't checked it yet because I was running behind on everything I do today. I think it's going to be okay. I see the UHF wasn't great and the VHF was. So I think it's going to be the same thing as what I found with the J-phone, whatever that thing was called. What?
Looks like flops on material.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. Fox hunt. So that's one of my projects. And if I could, Mike, can you figure out your computer for me? Get my USB on there. I'll let you go to the first slide. And I had to come up with something else for a fill. Dave Tadlock, KG0ZZ. TADLOCK.
What's that call sign again?
KG0ZZ. First picture. There. I saw this and I said, it's kind of interesting. We're all ham. Every one of these is ham related. You can't find anything to do. Be ham radio. I mean, from single sideband, ATV, FT8. I think I'm gonna make a T-shirt out of that. And I really liked it. Have you ever seen that?
That bar is missing.
That's probably too new. All right, Mike, go to the next slide. This is actually some things that I've been working on, and Mike's been working on it with me. This is the new VHF repeater that we have. That's the Motorola 100-watt that I put in. It works, but as you know, it's like a ping pong ball in a shoebox right now. because it's just bouncing over everything. This is our backup. Coupler and some other stuff that we put down here. The MTI 2000 does work. Because I wanted to put it in, so I thought we'd like to have a little bit more power. And then Mike actually came up with a bright idea. I think I got next slide. If not, I'm not going to say it yet. No, it's just more. This is the duplexer for the repeater. This is the antenna that we were talking about, right? This is a cavity that was in there. Now you see how nasty this thing was, and I actually got thinking about it. And I was doing some math. These cables are actually the wrong length. So when we're going to Hamcation Saturday, I'm going to be talking to some wire guys, and I've got the cable lengths. I know what they are from the manufacturer. So, and this is go ahead, Mike. I think I can show it. This is inside of the cavity. I took a picture. It's phenomenal. All the finger stock around for the adjusting of the cavity, they're perfect. I don't see a thing wrong with it. So I think the beginning was, next slide. Yeah. The next problem was all these were all rusted. These aren't quarter 20. They're quarter 32. So I had to go buy a tap. I didn't have one. So next slide. So I got them all shined up, boy. Those babies are now shined. That looks just as good there as it does up here. This is I ordered a power supply off eBay, and it got kind of dropped. Well, that's not bad. So I can handle that. I can straighten that out. Go ahead, Mike. I said better view, but go ahead. Then I got looking at, well, wait a minute, what's this? It's chopped up. So I know I can replace that. I just chop them back a little bit. Then I look at this. Wait a minute, that says 8 amp. That's a 15 amp slow blow. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. Well, lo and behold, there's the MOV that got blown apart right there. So the MOV was gone. I said, oh, this is going to be a fun little project. So I did. I put it all back together. Next slide. I put a volt amp meter in the Astron RM35 because it didn't have any meters on it. I just stuck one of these digital ones in there, and it's rated for, I put a 50 amp bus bar in, so it will take 50 amps. And I think I total draw, when I get to it, it's about 28. Right. This is the cavities. I got them all ready to go and numbered and all that stuff. Go ahead. Then Mike came up with the idea. Is how we got this DR1 spare that we had on the UHS site. I said, that's good, but this is a VHF site. Oh, that will do it. It will? I didn't know it. I didn't know that would do split band, both of them. So I fired it up on a UHF. I mean, on a VHF site, on the Fusion. And I've been using it like nobody's business because nobody else can hear me because I'm not keying up this repeater. I'm using this one. Well, I talk to myself. I do that all the time. So here we got the 3 power settings on this, 5, 20, and 50. We can't operate 50 because it's not continuous duty. So we dropped it down to the 20. I put this 100-watt, 130-watt, I'll say it the way it's supposed to be, 130-watt amplifier on it. And I put a cooling fan on. All the connectors are power pole. I rebuilt the power supply. It does, I can only go up to 25 amps on when I'm checking it. That's the only thing, I can't get 35 amps out of it. But I checked it for 25 and it works fine. So, I didn't have a picture of it. Go ahead, next slide. I think I got another one more.
Not showing one.
Maybe it. That's it. Okay. So when you say there's nothing to do at ham radio, try being retired. I've got more stuff to do now than I had when I was working. But and like I told Mike, I really enjoy ham radio. I just say that out of the kindness of my heart. I really enjoy it. I enjoy doing things. I like building things. I like working by myself. No, I do like working with other people. Mike is awesome. He stands back and says, "You do it." So we once we get the antenna moved or straightened around or whatever, this baby is going in. The VHF 100-watt Motorola, I'm selling that on eBay. I don't have any problem getting rid of it. I know I spent some money on it to get down at the low pass and some other things I had to do to it. But I'm really excited about that. And then we can have that as a fusion repeater VHF. And you tell me that baby won't talk. 100 watts?
So our objective is, we've done this just on the cuff here, just we're thinking out loud and getting everything ready. If we bring it to the club, we would still have we would actually have 2 backups at the VHF. So there'll be 3 repeaters, so you can go back and line in the series. This one we would put as the primary operating off that would be AMS, just like the Dundee site. Now, you know, some of the guys that do fusion, we can link the fusion machine in Bartow to our UHF machine. Anybody ever thought about it when it's been linked? We can also link it to any other fusion machine we want to link it to. And if we put this one on, it's doing AMS. If you don't know what AMS is, it's automatic select. It'll do regular analog. Not gonna bother your analog guys. But we can actually, without having to be on the internet or anything, we can link that repeater to the Bartow repeater and to the Dundee repeaters all at the same time. Boom. Now you got 3 link repeaters. Big triangle. So that's what we're looking at playing, because that's a non-internet link system. Think about it in disaster communications, emergency communications. Now you've got 3 linked repeaters to support the other repeaters that are linked. So, I mean, this county's well versed. So,
Richard, you're talking about Bartow.
now what I'm talking about in Bartow is the 2 clubs went together. If you don't know this or you don't remember, 2 clubs went together, Lakeland and Lake Wales, and paid for the repeater. The school actually has the call sign. The county has the antenna and the tower site. So it's a multi-faceted project. And that fusion repeater, which the one in Bartow is strictly fusion, it is not AMS, but it's at almost 500 feet. It's got great range, but it's part of the PEM network underneath their umbrella, but it's battery backup generated, the whole 9 yards. So that thing is awesome. On Thursday nights at 8 p.m., we connect to Pasco County. And we join Pasco County's net every Thursday night via that repeater at 8 p.m. So a lot of potentials for that. And then when I say the 3 machines, you've also got Lakeland's club machine, which is also VHF fusion at 400 feet. So we can essentially connect all 3 of these repeaters without ever having that in. So pretty cool.
Mike, how do you link those?
So anyway, if you got any questions about that, like I said, we can come to the club before we did that, but that is and if you're worried about a backup at the UHF site, we've got another repeater sitting right underneath it. So there's 2 repeaters sitting all the time.
And that's fully backed up.
Fully backed up to the
This one can be. We just got to buy the little adapter and put batteries on it. But I think we have a generator at that site.
That site has a generator because of the FM or the AM radio stations. They just don't know what plug in. If you ever get a chance to go in there, Dave was really amazed when he walked in the Lake Wells site because before KKLI died, he was doing all the computer AM radio station work that's on that tower. And FCC made them put a new ground system in. They've got a very robust ground system in there. And we just happen to be tied to it because that's what KK4LI tied us to. So we're well grounded at that part of Janet's site. So we've got a lot of potential for the Lake Well site to get that antenna back.
If anybody's got any questions, go ahead.
I just wondered if there was an update on the Echo Link at the Lake Wells.
The Echo Link's very close. Once we got, if y'all don't know, we had a problem with the license. Our license expired, what, about 20 days ago?
Yeah.
And I've been working on it for way long. And there's some great guys. John helped me. Russ helped me find some information. Here was the problem in a nutshell. The FRN was assigned to the club, but the password was assigned to a silent key. And nobody could get in there. I mean, it was rock solid. You couldn't get in. So by going around the corner and with multiple contacts, and I will give it to the FCC. I know when you call the help desk, you are not talking to an FCC employee. That is a subcontractor, and they are wonderful. Well, I found this little girl who was just a gem, and she hand walked our license all the way through, and she came back home and she goes, "We can't." I went, "What?" She says, "We can't renew you." She said, "There is I can't remember what the letter was. I told John what it was. It was an odd number, odd character in the call sign.
Yeah.
It was a dash something. It was K4LKW or K4L.
K4LKW slash.
Slash.
4.
No, it was slash S, or it was odd. It was odd. I
Yeah.
told her. And she said, "This has locked this down. It cannot be removed." She had her supervisor come and wouldn't read it. So we had to contact the ARRL, and they walked it through and relicensed it as a new application. They got it.
Change color?
Nope. They renewed it. They got it all passed through. We got the license. We got everything back 3 days after it expired. But we had a year to go after expiration. But it finally got done. So the point is, guys, what I learned from all this is if you don't check your FRN and log into your account, make sure you can get into your stuff. If it expires, you're going to be in minutia.
Do.
Because you won't be able to get to it. You will have to go all the way around your elbow to get to it. So keep up with your license if you're getting close to expiration, and routinely log in through your password, and just so you can get in. Because if you can't,
It's not only radios either. We got the same thing with Willow Oak. Not only radios.
so it
I took my FRN number and put it on my FCC license, right on the bottom. So I'm never gonna lose it. If I lose the license, I'll lose it, but it's there.
LWRA is on there.
Yeah, but I can't see it till I get it down off the wall. It's big enough now, I can see it. Yeah.
You need your password to get into it on the internet.
So Mike,
Yeah.
to add to
Mine's
that,
pretty easy.
people always say, what do they give money to the ARL for?
100%. If we had not been an ARRL club, we would have not had that resource for us. We would just not have had it. And that guy was great. I told him what was going on. He goes, "Let me look." And he got a back door into the site. He went in there. He goes, "I see the problem. I'll take care of it." He says, "It'll take me 3 days to fix this." He says, "But I'll get it fixed." He says, "And I'll send you an email as soon as you can go on site and pay the money." And I got that email. I went on site and paid the money and renewed the license.
Phone for everything.
With the odd character.
So how's that affect the Echo Look?
Okay, back to the Echo. Same thing. The Echo Link was tied to the original stuff, and we tried so many times to get into Echo Link to change the trustee, which you got to change the trustee with Echo Link, that they permanently banned us. So we've gone back through and gotten all that done, and now that when they get their hands on the official, you can't send them a photo. I mean a link to check the license. You got to send them a copy of the license. So once they get all that stuff and do all their happy stuff, then we'll be back on that. The Echo Link transmitter and link has already been built. We have built one out of a portable that will be at my house, which is 2.3 miles from the tower. So it works fine and it'll work all the time. The Echo Link, and we've got, the other one. The other one that everybody connects to.
Oh, echo link.
One is
All-Star.
we have an all-star node. We have an all-star node as well.
Oh, cool.
So,
Pam know about all this now at the house?
yeah. I had it. I don't know whether he's on the, I don't know whether he's on the Google or not, but, Russ has built a transmitter. And it operates just like Lakeland's Echo Link does now, and the county one, actually. They're all done on a hotstar. So we don't have to have the big computer, don't have to have the big radio. We got a portable. So, but that's coming up pretty quick. Is that a weapon or is that?
Yeah.
I thought he was going fishing.
Sword.
I thought he was going fishing.
Now, add this into your
I
fusion.
have a small quantity of some stuff called cool oil. It's for bus bars, but it's a electrolyte silver.
Yeah.
Is that a Lexar?
So like your screw on that thing, that might, you could put a silver coating on the plating on the outside.
Yeah.
If you're interested.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, put them in there. In there.
It's going to take somebody down a lot.
If somebody suggested I put that on there and I didn't have any, so.
Oh, I happened to be in the right place when they were cleaning out something.
Yeah.
And they said they were having a hard time disposing of it as a hazardous
Right.
chemical. Because nobody knew what it was. So I says, I'll fix that.
As long as it's silver plated, it worked fine. Because that's what the coax I'm gonna go get is silver plated. The, we had some big, I saw the big green ones in there. Those weren't actually silver plated. They were a silver plated mock-up. So I know that was the wrong cable. So I'm gonna get, I'm going back to the smaller cable. Because it can use it a little easier.
Now, the stuff is a powder. You gotta mix with a little water
Mhm.
and rub it on.
Yeah.
So, okay. So getting it down into the grooves may be a little difficult.
Not for me.
Okay.
I sit there and brush her in.
Okay, so, I show a few pictures of the antenna project that I've been, working on here.
Oh,
Trying to do a central grounding system for the antennas that I put up. They're all wire antennas. And, there is a VHF, UHF vertical we just got up, which is the one next picture. So that's the outside box. And then this is, the installation at the rear of the house with one of those window pass-through panels. That makes the coax in and out of the house really easy. And that panel is grounded, so all the shields, everything is all grounded, and the panel is grounded. Oh, there's the microphone. That green wire coming out of the box is going to get replaced with a 2-inch wide copper strap. And if you've priced that, it's I've got to hide that in the budget somehow. But next picture. And then this is what's inside that box. So it is these lightning static arresters, essentially polyphase. These are not polyphasers. These are the alpha deltas, because it has a replaceable module in there. That's good for. It's you want to get the static off of wire antennas. They will just build up static, and then that is a aluminum plate there that everything's attached to. You can see the SS60, the speed loop that's in there. Anything that is touching that aluminum plate for grounding has got speed loop. I got it all over the place. That stuff is embedded with copper. It works great. You make sure that you clean everything really well so that you've got a really good bond when you do something like this. So, but this is a weatherproof box. Next picture to show off some of the antenna stuff here. This is coming down from a Delta loop. And so the Delta loop has become that. You can see I live on a lake here. So I don't have a lot of noise out there. And the Delta loop just hears incredibly well and has worked extremely well.
I'm going to brag for a second. I entered the CQ Worldwide contest in September, end of September. I got that antenna up 2 days before the contest. I worked my first time ever over 100,000 points, 900 plus QSOs, and came in second place in the 4th call district, low power, and 11th place in the United States with wire antennas. So that's low power. So you can do that with a decent antenna. So why a ladder line? The ladder line goes all the way to the feed point of the Delta loop, and it allows you to use that antenna on all bands through a 4-to-1 balun that I have outside. So if you build the ZEP, which is essentially the longest wire you can put up as high as you can and feed it with ladder line, you've got a multi-band antenna that's very, very low loss. So I calculated the antenna. A Delta loop is going to give you about 2.7 dB over a dipole, no matter what. And as you go higher in frequency, the lower angle lobes get even better. So next picture. It's a 40-meter Delta loop. So it's 230 feet, I think it is. I'm trying to remember that. And I just guessed at it. I think it's actually a little long. So I'm going to probably shorten it. But also over there is an NFED. Next picture. So it is a, this is the panel going into the house. So.
Quick question. Are you able to still lock the window? How did you do that?
Yeah, there's a rod in there that keeps that window from opening up. Yeah, yeah. This is the NFED. It's one of those, it's the guy who's in Florida who makes these. I started looking at the cost to build one of these. When you get really good torids, they're expensive. The proper high temperature torids and all the other stuff, it was just easier to buy a box. It came with the wire and he had the inductor on it. But that's up on a 10-foot pole, some PVC. No, he's in Zephyr Hills, I think. It's I can't even remember the name of it. And he's really an NFED guy, and that's grounded as well, right there. There's no counterpoise. It's grounded. It's 133 feet long, and it works on all bands without a tuner. And then if I work high on sideband around 30 meters, it needs the tuner built into the radio, but it works well. Next picture. And this is the tree that wire is going up in. So it follows the fence line along the house, and it goes up there over that tree, over to the other end of my property. It just fits. And there's another 10-foot PVC holding that up there. So I think it's about 65 feet. I used a slingshot to get a line up there, and I also have part of the Delta loop on that tree up there as well. Next picture. I think we're about done here. Yeah, this is the shack. There's always something going on in the shack. So if you, this is a shack. Next picture. I think there's another shot of the workbench in there, and no, that's the shack. So, and then the next picture. And this is the workbench over in the corner. So I've always got something on the workbench. I'm still building my QMX Plus. I started winding coils. It slowed me down. It takes a long time to wind coils and get them right. And then you've got to scrape the enamel off so that you can actually get it to solder to the board. And the QMX is an 8-layer board. So it requires a ton of heat to get anything to be soldered to that board at the grounding points, because all those layers are conducting heat away from your soldering iron. So another thing is that when I put the ground system in to outside, which is a 8-foot rod, and I'm on water, I'm on a lake, so I almost lost it driving it. It almost on a whack went underground. So it's in water. And of course, Florida sand. And I said, I'm gonna keep the radio on when I attach it. And I already have low noise. So I was on 20 meters and I attached the ground and immediately heard the noise level go lower, including maybe some motors or something, some noise, some raspy noise. So if you're not grounding your station effectively, you're probably, missing out on a lower noise floor. This is the inside. And I use ground strap. One of them is on my tuner. One is on the main radio. And I just acquired to work on and play with a PW1, the ICOM linear. So I hooked up the ground. I don't have 220 in the shack yet, but I'm operating it at 120. It operates at 500 watts. and I'm playing around with that. I've never had a linear in my life, so for the first time. But it's also part of my goal to work DXCC on 80 finally. That's the last band I got to work DXCC on. So I think that's it, Mike. So again, you can work the world and do well in contests with wire antennas. Thank you.
If you couldn't tell, Dave was a broadcaster. He's got that voice. So, oh, and here's your.
Back in 2:30, we'll buy you a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's $8.75. Starbucks. Anybody else have anything?
Yeah.
Yep, you got one.
I'll talk about this. This is my Yaesu FT70E. That's Fusion. Plus it also does the regular VHF, UHF. And I picked up something strange on Amazon. It's a nice little antenna. Instead of having the big rubber ducky, this is a yard long, and it's a TWAY RDIO antenna, RH660S, and that's for 144 through 430 megahertz. And it, let's see what the wattage was on there. Doesn't say, but it was what I thought was rather strange, but works pretty good. I can get the Lakeland Fusion with no problem from my backyard.
Very cool.
And that's about $350 for the entire setup. And it comes with 2 batteries.
And if you're in the wrong neighborhood,
Yeah.
you can just say on guard.
Yeah. Put your eye out.
All right. Anybody have anything else? One more thing, and then we'll call this right here. Thanks, Dave, for helping us out there. You're still there. There's Dave right there. Dave looks funny now. Dave just got back from Milan. He was there for 11 days, so he's and set up a bunch of stuff at the Olympics. So.
He's over there and was chatting about my issues with signal and all that.
Oh, yeah. And then Kevin, he's from North Carolina. If you don't know, Kevin used to live here. Member of the club. He lives in North Carolina. Pumpkin Ridge. All right. It's that time of year.
Pumpkin Center.
And fun. We've been invited again to help out with the special event station at Sun and Fun. It will run from no dates on here.
April 14th through the 19th.
14th through the 19th. We have 2 other Sun and Fun guys in here, and I should know that, but I don't. You want to operate. Here's what you get. Okay, you have to pick your day, fill out this form, pick your day, and then send this form back to the lady on the back. She will confirm that you have been picked for that day. So don't just show up thinking you picked the day. She will confirm that you have a slot to get in there, because it requires you a parking ticket and a ticket to get in the gate. And you either work the morning shift or the afternoon shift of the day that you pick. All the stations are already set up. And usually the last 2 years, ICOM has provided brand new radios, 7300s for them to operate. So I don't know what they're going to use for an antenna since Dan's so sick, but I'm sure we'll use something. Y'all remember Dan who spoke here that does all the Cliff stations and would set them up? Great guy. He's battling cancer. So anyway, check your t-shirt size. You get a free t-shirt. You get the free mystery meal, but We understand that there's some new stuff coming out this year, not necessarily going to be what it was. Could have been possum at one time whenever in years past. That's the reason the PBJs in the box disappear faster than the mystery meat did. But, and that's everywhere you volunteered. Out there.
That's changing this year.
That's good.
Lunch is gonna be totally different.
That's a wonderful thing.
There has been an LWRA hog or two.
So if you come over the ERT side of it, you'll see some of that. So if you're interested, come get one of these forms, but it's on you to fill it out and contact this lady right here. So don't call me and say, I didn't get my slot. It's Jeff, gosh, what's Jeff? Yeah. Shuck. Jeff Shuck. Yeah, MMO over at Lakeland Club, president of Lakeland Club. His wife is doing all the cataloging this year. So she's a ham too, right? No, she's not. She's just a boss. Yeah, cats. So if you're it's a fun time. It is a great time because once you get your ticket, you do your morning shift, you can go watch the air show, go anywhere the general admission ticket will give you on typically, was it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? You might get to see the Thunderbirds.
Thunderbird's coming in a little early this year, but it'll be an air show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tuesday is the concert in the evening. Wednesday, the afternoon air show is now moved to early evening. So it's a continuous air show right on through the night show and the fireworks on Wednesday.
I just want to get me a break.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's no difference now on Thursday or Friday or Saturday. Still the night show on Saturday.
How many have you been to Sun and Fun? Okay.
You got 3 minutes to show a video?
I'm sorry?
But to add to that, when you're done with all that, stop by. We've got daytime solar observing. Last year, I've done it 10 years now. Last year, we had over 5,000 youngsters and not so young people go through our telescope. In the evening, after the air shows, in the evening, we've got celestial billion told series on.
Cool. And to go along with those two things, if you want some other ham related stuff, it's not the special event station. There's a trailer there from Troy University, and they are premier satellite chasers. And they've got all these satellite TVs, like 4 of these in that trailer, and they're tracking them, and they're constantly talking to the satellites. It's pretty cool.
Hey, I've been talking to Russ. I talked to him last year about it. I got to film again too about going to the advertisement. I got my satellite side.
Yeah. I put it on my golf cart.
You know, so because last year was kind of unknown where they was going to be at.
Yeah.
You know, so
How many years you been over there, Mike? 10?
No, 15.
15?
5.
5?
No, the first phone system in the 75.
This will be my 50th Sun and Fun. So
You missed one.
I missed one. Yeah, I missed one. So
If you got a minute, show a video that will show everybody what Sun and Fun's about. Go to YouTube.
Yep.
If you got a minute, and look up the montage video.
produced by this guy.
It's not too. It just shows you Sun and Fun. That's why I'm saying if you got a minute, go look on YouTube and look at the montage video with the jingles we did.
Fun time. Fun time. All right, I don't have anything else. Appreciate you guys being here. Yes, sir.
Dust caps and
Oh,
riches, if anybody wants them. That's what I do with the 3D print when I get to the end of the.
Pretty cool.
SMA wrench. Everybody's looking strange, like, I don't know what that is. So if you don't know what that is, I'll put that right there for me. Huh? And these are for BNC?
Yeah, there's
Cover?
some SMA and some BNC.
Okay, BNC covers, lock covers, dust covers. So pretty cool stuff. So, and when you're building the wrench next time, build one for that stupid connector for cable TV. It wears your thumbs out going 9 F connector with 9 million threads per inch.
They've got a driver.
I know. I'm cheap. I'm a ham. You know how you can tell a ham radio guy? I said this over at the Lakeland Club the other night, and they went, that's right. Ham radio guy, you can talk to a ham radio guy and they'll complain about everything being expensive, including tickets to hamcation, paying the park. And then when they get ready to sell the radio, they will sell the radio for more than they paid for it. That's a true test for a ham job. So these are up here if you want one. That's it. Thank you guys.
All right.